Well, good morning, everyone. Let me turn my microphone on so that I can actually talk to you. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Wake Up Web3 with just JC. Reptar's having a morning. So you get me, and you get me in a good mood because I just finished my commercial pilot's written exam and scored a 98. Let's go. All that practically means is when I go take my oral and practical exam, the examiner will ask me a lot less questions because I did well on my written exam, which shows him that I know my stuff, which really, in reality, all it really means is I know how to memorize stuff for a test. Yay. Morning, Mr. Gray. Morning, Ice. Good to see you. Like I said in the chat there, going to need you guys to carry Reptar's weight today, so I'll be interacting with the chat a lot. Thank you, Mr. Gray. Yeah. So I'm going to vamp just a minute to see if Reptar can get his tail on here. But if not, we'll get kicked off here in just a second. But yeah, all that test means is that I can move on to the pilot, my pilot, right? Stand on my desk. Love that movie, by the way. If you haven't seen Dead Poet Society, it's excellent. Got a bunch of stuff that's happened over the weekend and over Monday, so we'll get into the news here in just a minute. I did change the background. You'll see when we add screens and stuff, you'll see the backdrop is normally the dark blue background with the Alpha Origin symbol. I changed it today just because. Yeah. I don't know if you want me to be your pilot or not, but all a commercial pilot's license means is that you can get paid to fly. It does not mean you can fly for the airlines. That requires a whole lot more flight time and a whole lot more tests. So, for example, in order to take the commercial pilot's test, you have to have 250 hours of flight time. In order to even take the airline transport pilot test, you have to have 1,500 hours of flight time. Yeah, way far away from that. But it is nice to have in your back pocket an extra way to make money. So that's all that is. Before I click on the bubbles here, we'll give our disclaimer. Nothing we say, do, or write, or type, or even think is supposed to be financial advice for you. I am just a dude literally in my own basement. Reptar is a dude in his own little office space. We are not financial advisors. We don't have financial backgrounds. We're just people that like crypto and games and talking about random stuff. The commentary on the ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the flight today. You have to say like 40 times if you're a pilot, apparently. Anyway, let's move on to the bubbles. Everyone say it with me. Bubbles, bubbles, my bubbles. Very good. All right, here's the daily. Looking red today. Yeah. You got to keep this in perspective because last week, I'll give you an example. Here's my Bitcoin. Whoop, that's on the wrong screen. There we go. Here's the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at 113. Where was it last week? All the way down to 108, 109. So we're already up 4,000, up a little less than 4% since the most recent low. If I come back here, whoops, sorry. Got two screens going. Got to click on the correct screen. You can see down here the low was 108.7. So we're already up. We're at 113 now, so up 5,000 there. Yeah, about 4% from down. Then this is just last week. I gotta quit doing that. Come over here. There we go. For the month, down. We were down at 107. We're up at 113. Made it all the way up to 117. And then obviously, I cannot. Death bubbles. That's right. I can't. So yeah, in the last year, we're still up 2x. When in doubt, do what? Do what? Do what? That's right. Zoom out. All right, so Bitcoin there, you can see just for the day, it's not even registering what it is. XRP is down 2% for the day, but up from where it was last week. Arrow's down a little bit, but still up. Again, when in doubt, zoom out. Boom. But we'll talk about the day and why it's down for the day, why it's up for the week, what news has been going on. Yeah, the regs for crypto have been moved to next week because of the possible government shutdown. Yes, everything has been delayed because of the possible government shutdown. How S tier, Chainlink is S tier. Why are you putting it on A tier, Ice? Where'd you go? I had it. I was looking at it earlier. Linky link. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? We'll just go over here. It's number 12. LINK. There you go. It's down a whopping 60 cents. Oh no. You can see for the week it's down a whopping 70 cents. Oh no. For the month, started the month here, so it's down a couple of bucks. And for the year, oh, that's right, it's up from $10. So it's already it's a 2x for the year. Yeah, zoom out. I'm going to tell Reptar you are calling Chainlink an A tier. I'm just saying we're calling it an S tier. You were calling it an A tier. Let's take a look at just the general market stuff here. Market cap 3.94. It was down to 3.86 last week. Fear and greed still in the just barely above. Yeah, sad panda. That's right. You deserve it. Fear's at 43, still in the neutral, but towards the fear side, we're coming back as things go up. Altcoins slipped a little bit with Bitcoin dominance moving back up just a little bit because Bitcoin moved up before the alts did. Link gets clarity in November. We're going to talk about the SEC and what they just did to all of the ETF filings. That's kind of interesting. What? Sarcasm? I am not fluent in that language. Yes, I know you're being sarcastic, which is why I'm giving you crap about it. But before we move on, I hope everyone had a good weekend. I hope you got away from the charts. I hope you had a good time watching Tennessee beat Mississippi State in overtime, or I hope you enjoyed Alabama beating Georgia, if that's your thing. I do enjoy college football, so I watched a lot of college football this weekend, and then I studied, and it paid off. Do anything interesting here? I find Hyperliquid Hype being number 11 by market cap really interesting, just because it's one of those that you don't hear a lot about. USD. So Reptar and I and a special guest tonight will be filming our top 50 rankings on where we think crypto, what cryptos we think, what their multipliers are going to be. So we'll be running through a lot of these. We're going to skip all of the stable coins because they're stable coins and who cares. Yeah, I hear you, Mr. Ray. I never get too far from crypto. I scroll through them and check them, but I probably didn't check them more than a couple of times per day over the weekend. So we'll be looking at these, giving you our thoughts on some of them we're going to ignore because we think they're stupid, like World Liberty Financial. I don't care what it does. Yeah. PayPal USD. Who cares? It's a stable coin. So we'll get into those in the video. Hopefully everybody enjoys that. Everybody likes the rank lists and the tier lists and stuff like that. All right, let me move on to some news here. What do we got first? Oh, yeah, that's right. This, I found this chart again. I've been looking for it. Well, I need to bookmark this, so I'm going to I'll have to do it over here. Bookmark. There we go. so I can find it. We've talked about this before, but I do want to bring it up because tomorrow is October the 1st. So you can see 2024 October. This is October. Okay. The average move in October is plus 20%. September surprised us, even though the last few days of September, in fact, the last week of September was actually pretty bloody. September on the whole, crypto is up. Let me look. Is this crypto or Bitcoin? Just to check. That's Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin. So even though Bitcoin dipped last week to 108 for the month, Bitcoin's actually up for the month of September. Even though the whole month of September felt like a red month, it was not. However, let's look at, there's only in the last, so starting at 2013, so it's 12 years of data here, or 11 years up until now, Bitcoin has only been down for the month of October twice, which is good for us. And you look at November as well, 4 times it's been down. The rest of the time it's been up. So this was, the top. And then this was the top of the actual bull market in 21. And then it dropped. This was the rollover at the top. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Last November, obviously after the election, everything was up. But we should expect, based on historical patterns here, we should expect Bitcoin to be up this month. You see the average up is 21%. And then the average up in November is actually 46%. How about that? We're looking good. We're in the bull market. We should expect, look at this, 42% in 2020. That was the peak. This was the peak, but you go through and go green, 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 a little down, that big drop. So this was the top, the first top, then that big 35% dip, and then all the way up here to the double top. And then down, down, down a lot. Down a lot, down a lot, down a lot. A little recovery, down, down, down. A little recovery, down, down. A little recovery, down, down. So you can see the cycle pattern here. We expect this to be good. We are expecting rate cuts in the October meeting. I don't have that pulled up for you because we cover that in every show. And then we've got another expected rate cut in December as well. So I bookmarked this chart. This is the Bitcoin chart, what it's done since its inception. Well, since they started tracking it, obviously it came out, I think, 2011. But that is the first little part here. This is bad news. So by the way, yes, DeFi is saving my sanity. You know what is saving my sanity, Ice? Not looking at crypto that hard. Doing other stuff. I got other stuff I got to do. Taking a vacation for the kids' fall break. So I'll be checking out Venice and Florence and Rome with the kiddos. They've never been. We're going to hit all the highlights. Yeah, touch grass, guys. Get away, do something else. Even if it's watching football or, I don't know. Depends on how your team is doing, because if your team is not doing well, maybe you shouldn't watch football. I'm just saying. But here's the most bearish indicator ever. Jim Cramer says to buy crypto. It's over. If Jim Cramer is buying, you reverse Cramer. I know we've shown that chart multiple times. If you reverse Cramer or you follow the Nancy Pelosi stock picker, you're going to do well. However, Jim Cramer is occasionally right. But yeah, it's over. Jim Cramer says buy crypto. All right, let's get into the SEC. This is kind of big news in my opinion. I think it was a big deal, and I think it got kind of missed because it happened over the weekend. You can see the 29th this is actually yesterday. The SEC has asked issuers of Litecoin, XRP, Solana, Cardano, and Doge ETFs to withdraw their filings. That's bad, right? Right? They told them just withdraw. All you guys who are filing for these ETFs, withdraw your filings. That's bad, right? I don't think so. Read the rest of the sentence. Following the approval of the generic listing standards, which replaced the need for those filings. Guys, I think that's actually a good thing because they were having to go through all these different filings. We've talked about, there's been 2. There was an XRP ETF that was approved like under the radar that it's doing okay, but it's not the big boys. But they filed under the new generic listing standards that the SEC approved. And then you saw last week the basket ETF by, not BlackRock, the number two. Somebody help me on the chat. I'm just blanking because I got too much aviation knowledge bouncing around in my brain. We talked about it on our last show, and I'm forgetting. Somebody, Ice, Mr. Gray, help me out. The number two asset manager in the world. I'm waiting. Anyway, you guys will pull it up for me, and I'll remember as you say it. Cool. So with the new generic listing standards, it became a, hey, as long as you follow these rules here, you're good to go. So watch. I'm going to type in SEC ETF. Let's see, crypto. Whoops, can't type. Look at me trying to type crypto ETF generic rules. Here you go. This was it. See? Vanguard. Thank you, Mr. Gray. It's Vanguard. That's what I was. The Vanguard basket ETF got approved last week under these new rules. So here you go. That's what we're talking about. New rules. So they said there's no reason for you to have these 19B4 filings because we have these new, easier rules to follow. So just slide your stuff in there. My one concern with this is, Mr. Mark, sheriff coming to get him. So yeah, the one thing I think that could be negative here is, does this reset the 75-day approval window? And if so, does that push back approvals? That's the only thing that I'm concerned about at all. But huge news that this is happening now. Everything I think could be a little bit delayed with if the government decides to shut down. That's politics, and obviously everyone has their thoughts on what should be done there. And if you want to throw them in the comments, that's fine. I'm not going to discuss them here because politics just get me irritated these days. These are for spot ETFs. Let me see if I have that in the next slide here. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was the only thing I had on there was this particular one because I just wanted to talk about it. But it is. There are other news things that will show you. It's a spot. They're spot ETFs. Muna, morning. Welcome. Thanks for being here on a Tuesday. Win Moon, a win Lambo, a win Jenny. That's right. Win Jenny. Soon, guys. Soon. Why? This is why. We're about to start this run right here, which matches this run and this run. Actually, not this run. This run right here. The 2020. Here we go. Bitcoin went up, 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 up. Look at that. Imagine. So October, it was up. Bitcoin was up 27%. Then it was in November, it was up a further 43%. And then a further 47%. And then more, 15 more percent. And then 38% or 36% more. Like, guys, this is where we are. This is what we're setting up. If Bitcoin goes up 6 months in a row, that's win Jenny. Sorry, I can't pull up Discord right now. I only have so many screens. So if you want to tell me what that news was, I'll definitely talk about it. Let me move on. Some more SEC news. This is, I haven't delved into what this means because this just came out this morning, but the SEC is pushing for stocks to trade on chain. Guys, we've talked about this this is episode 38? We've talked about this for 38 episodes. Real world assets, tokenization, putting the stock market on chain. Oh yeah, I'll get to Swift here in a minute. And if you want to chime in there on the, I'll tell you what, Ice, are you able to get on? Like, you want to come on the live stream and chat? I'll send you the link if you do. Anyway, crypto on blockchain. Now, it's going to have to be something that can do massive amounts of transactions. It's going to have to be something that can settle things quickly and efficiently. There's my personal angle on that is going to be HBAR, and I don't maybe XRP, probably not, but I don't know. We'll see. But that's huge. All stocks to trade like crypto, where stocks would trade on chain. Guys, that's huge. Putting the entire stock market value, and I mean, the stocks themselves hold their value, but being able to trade that instantly on chain increases the volume on a chain. Yeah, no problem, Ice. I just thought if you wanted to come on and talk about Link, you were more than welcome to. Guys, that's just the value being represented on chain is huge. So that's my SEC news for the day. I'm going to move this up a little forward because I just want to talk about it very briefly. This is from Robbie Ferguson, the co-founder of Immutable, IMX. There's a bill going to the Senate that will exclude video game assets from being regulated as digital commodities. Video game assets, the assets you earn in game, not being regulated under the CFTC. They're not being called commodities. Obviously, they're not going to be securities. But if they are not regulated, look at this, provides the AAA studios a clear pathway to launch gaming tokens. The first comment here was my first thought as well. Big studios about to turn loot boxes into crypto boxes. We have seen that play out. That's what Big Time was doing. Crypto boxes. Their loot boxes were, in effect, crypto boxes. You got a digital asset for the game, and you could buy, sell, or trade it for real money. If that bill gets through the Senate, I think that's fascinating. I don't know. It seems to me like that was something they would add on to a crypto bill, not as a standalone bill. But, and it's, I'm sure it's not, it's got to go through committees first. But if this bill can get through the Senate, just let your imagination run wild with these AAA studios being able to make money, make more money, and you being able to make money without it being treated as an actual commodity. Where, commodities, the reason things are divided into commodities is for tax purposes. They want to tax you on buying and selling things. That's it. The government exists to take your money and to tax you on buying and selling. So if this can get through, I think that's huge for the gaming space in general. The gaming crypto space has been one that has been lagging. It hasn't had a lot of emphasis. We've been AI, real world assets, DeFi, tokenization. Those are kind of the big narratives. So the gaming narrative is moved to the side. But if this passes, then maybe depending on the timing, it could be the secondary pump after the mains go. Mr. Grade's very bullish. Having stocks on chain means trading faster than traditionally. Yes. Tokenization is going to increase crypto visibility to those retail investors that are hesitant because of the speed. That is correct. And yes, absolutely, Ice. Sorry, that was Mr. Gray. Ice, the stock market is restricted Monday, Friday, 9 to 5. That is true. So if you can buy, sell, trade your stocks 24/7 because they're on chain, that I think crypto has a multiplier effect on the velocity of money moving around, and you need that money to move faster if everything is on crypto. I'm not sure I can wrap my head around what that does for the global economy. Your thoughts on that, guys? Because that's, I don't know that I can even, that just makes things move so much faster and so much more. I think it's the difference between going to the library to look up information and going to Wikipedia to look up information. Just the intense change in speed is at least for me right now unimaginable. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about the GameFi. But it is important that there could be a Senate bill that goes through that's introduced about your actual video game assets, and if that gets through, I think that pushes GameFi and gaming tokens, well, to the moon. But let me move on to the. This is not related to any of the topics, but it is important because centralized exchanges are really just the same as your bank. Coinbase will allow you to lend your money out and will give you back your money if they have it. So yeah, you're going to get your return just like your bank. Let me back up. Yeah, Mr. Gray, absolutely. Tokenization of the entire stock market allows many more people to participate in. Can you imagine? Like, you can't, and I'm sure they'll have KYC in place, but if you have a cell phone in an African country, you don't have a landline, you don't have a laptop, you have your cell phone, and you have your crypto account, and you can buy, sell, trade U.S. stocks on the exchange, on whatever exchange they set up. And maybe they gate it behind, passports and identity or stuff. Maybe they don't. But it opens up all markets to everyone. Huge. Just huge. But yeah, centralized exchanges exactly are digital banks. This is how it works at your bank. You deposit your cash or your paycheck into your bank, and they lend it out. And they have a computer that says JC3's checking account has this much money in it, and he can withdraw from that electronically. If I need to go in and withdraw the cash from my bank, they do not have all that cash because they've lent out. Like, I go in and I put cash in the bank, and they lend it out at 8 or 10 or 12%, depending on the loan. And they give me my 0.05% interest for having a bank account. But if I want to go withdraw my money, I can't do it immediately. They have to bring the money in. Same thing is what Coinbase is doing here. And as Crypto Tips has highlighted, when liquidity permits. Your funds are always accessible and can be withdrawn at any time when liquidity permits. That does not mean any time. Those two things are opposites. So, you get into these big centralized exchanges, Coinbase, what do we got? Kraken, KuCoin, what's the Binance one? Any of these, crypto.com. Yeah, a bank run could potentially push more people to crypto. But if you're unable to withdraw, let's say you put you stake your USDC or your Solana or your whatever on Coinbase, and basically you're staking, which means you're allowing them to loan it out, and they're giving you, I think, 4 to 8%, which is way better than your bank, and you get those monthly rewards. And you're like, well, I need to withdraw that and sell it because I have an expense. Well, it can be withdrawn at any time when liquidity permits, if they haven't loaned it all out and overextended themselves. So yeah, just like your bank. Yay. All right, let me move on to Swift. This is and this is where we'll get into your stuff, Ison, if you want to give me the details there. Or I can pull it up here if you want to. I'll check in the Discord here. But yeah, just found this was over the weekend. I saw this. That Swift is working on a stablecoin and on-chain messaging using Linea. After XRP preaching for years and years that XRP is going to replace Swift, or Swift is going to buy and use XRP, or XRP is going to buy Swift. Or look at this. Swift is working on a stablecoin and on-chain messaging using Linea, which is an ETH layer 2. Sorry, I'm checking right now. ICE. Boop. But so, yep, XRP's done. Dump it. XRP to 0. Not really though, but yeah. So this is from Whale Insider. You can check right here. Explain this. These are what happened at Ripple. Yeah, everybody. It's like people. You have to get off this idea of there can only be one winner and there can only be one chain that's used. Why? This is from Smoke Dog, another huge guy. He's worth a follow. I thought I was already following him, but look at this. We already know that Swift has partnered with XRP. It's okay. Swift is going to be using, and everyone is going to be using multiple blockchains. XRP, Linea, ETH, Solana. Chainlink's going to be used in the back end, the pipes to link all of them together. It's all going to be used. It's okay. Just because something breaks, people jump to this immediate panic mode. Calm down. It's okay. But I mean, you guys can read this right here. If you're driving, I'll give you the highlights. Ripple is being integrated into Swift. Partnerships like EastNets and Ripple are enabling XRP to move across Swift network as an ISO 20022 compliant token. Okay. Payment Safe platform connects Ripple to Swift, the ISO compliant hub. Ripple and financial institutions like Swift Link is going to be linking them. Yes, absolutely. All in Crypto makes a great video, guys. You should follow All in Crypto's YouTube channel and his X page. The guy is on top of it. I watched it this morning, Mr. Gray. I saw it come up. I watched it about 9 minutes after he put it up. But guys, this is all true. It's both and. Here's Real Remy. Consensus was the one behind Linea for Swift messaging. Swift is a two-part system, messaging and liquidity. They're using Linea for the messaging. They're using XRP for the liquidity. That's exact. If you can't beat them, join them. It's all coming together, guys. It's all coming together. It's okay. They're all going to work. And yeah, I mean, I could hammer this a little bit more, but you guys get the point. It's not. I mean, here's this. They're all in it together. They're all in it together. Stablecoins. It's like Swift is working on a stablecoin. Okay, you know who else is working on a stablecoin? Everyone. JP Morgan, BlackRock, Citibank. They're all using. They're all creating their own stablecoins, and they'll be used within their ecosystem. Does that mean that you're going to have to use, Swift USD? Not necessarily. It's all of these are going to be working together. So if you're an XRP maxi like me, don't panic. If you're a Link maxi, don't panic. If you're an ETH maxi, don't panic. They're all going to be used. It's okay. It's okay. I promise we're all going to make it. Wag me. All right. So that's what I got for you today. What do you guys think? Ice, Mr. Gray, Muna, you got anything else before I go to memes? It's time to meme. Yeah, be diversified 100%. Obviously, we don't know long term. Who is a Netscape Navigator? No idea. But they were one of the first internet browsers. Are they still around? Nope. Was Google around in the early days of the internet? Nope. It was just a search engine optimizer that became the world's leading internet company. I don't know if the Google of crypto and Web3 is here yet. I don't know if Google is going to be the Google of crypto and Web3. We'll see. It's hard to beat, the top 10, 15, 20 projects for longevity. But are they going to be the ones with the greatest potential for you to make money this bull run? That sounds like a tease for a video that we're going to be shooting tonight. So we'll have me and Reptar. We'll have Reptar and we will have me. Yeah, sorry. Grammar. We will have Reptar and me and one other special guest calling where we think who's going to have the best multipliers. Maybe we'll get some, what is Bitcoin going to give you that 100x? Yeah, probably not. Are there any tokens that are going to in the top 50 that are going to give you 100x potential? Tune in to see. But yeah, guys, let's have a laugh and then let's go home. How the buy button looks at me during the dip. That's right. Anybody else? That's the buy button looking at you. Yep. Buy me. Buy me. Did anyone buy the dip? I bought a little bit of the dips. I'm sorry, dear. Can't talk to you right now. Nope. If it's Reptar and me, if it's the subject of the object of the verb. Like you would give something, you wouldn't give something to, you're not going to have I, you're going to have me. You're going to give me, you're not going to give I. Anyway, there's your grammar lesson. What is the cause of inflation? It's Putin. It's supply chains. It's climate change. It's high employment. It's greedy business owners. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the cause of inflation. Mr. Gray bought the dip. Let's go. Yep, this is 100% true. It's not this. It's definitely not that. It couldn't ever be printing more money. It couldn't be money printer go burr. And then our new favorite guy, crypto memes. Ha, this is me. Anybody else? Dear Lord, just one more bull run. I promise to take profits. Yep. I promise. I promise. I promise. For real. I feel that. Here's another one I thought was really fun. Wait, it's all market manipulation? Always has been. Always has been. Okay, let's begin trading. And liquidated. That guy did better than me. Lasted 5 minutes. That's what she said. There you go. Is that you? Yeah, but what are my crypto prices? Yeah, so Linea is, I saw that Linea is actually one of the top coins over the weekend with new addresses. So apparently a lot of people bought Linea when they saw that Swift was going to be using them. But yeah, got to check those prices while I'm on the table. See if I can afford the surgery. So far, yep. That's all right. Just wait. Almost. We're almost here. We're almost here. So close. One more dip. Just one more dip. Oh, gosh. I love it. Oh, no. No. Yeah. And that's when you sell. And then it goes, pew. All right, boys and girls and pink dragons. See, did you like my new background? Woo woo! Shout out to the 20 people watching. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. We will see if the government shuts down and what that does to our bags. But long term, guys, when in doubt, zoom out. I'll remind you, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're looking at. We are going. If the timing holds as it has held, we are going. Here's 2 bull runs ago. up 47, up 53, up 38. That was the top, wasn't it? Yep. Then here's the last bull run. Up 27, up 42, up 46, up 14, up 36, up 29. Then the 30% dip, then the correction. And one more, there's the tippy top, and then we're down. Hold on to your butts, because here we go. But once again, hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday. Go out, get away from the Crow. Yeah, long-term Crow is a good hold, I believe. Crypto.com. I do have a nice bag that is earning me Crypto.com token every week. I have it staked. John 3:16, appreciate you. Love your verse. Check out. We're going to be filming a video, and we will be talking about Crow and what we think, what multiplier we think it's going to get in the bull run. We're making that video tonight. It'll probably be up later this week. So have a great Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow for the live show, but then I am deuces, peace out, taking the kids on vacation for fall break. I'll check in when I can, but you will be after tomorrow. You'll be stuck with Reptar for a little bit. Hey, that's right. Smash the like button for us. If you like the comment, do the like, subscribe, share, ring the bell, do all the algorithm stuff because that does get us out. Thank you, John 3:16. God so loved the world he gave his only begotten Son that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That is John 3:16. Thanks for being here. We'll leave you on that. That's a good ending spot. Have a great day. Love you guys.